The entertainment industry is suffering. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here, and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. Now I thought we'd have a look at a few articles discussing what's happening in the entertainment industry here in Australia. We're hearing more and more about, social isolation, less gathering, reducing crowd sizes. So there are a lot of events that are being cancelled. My mother-in-law visited us, and she was here in Brisbane to go to a conference. On the day of it, she received a message going, it's been cancelled. So from conferences to music events to pub gigs. What's going to happen? This is a whole sector that is going to feel the brunt of the illness that's sweeping around the world, and a lot of people and jobs that may be at risk. Have you had an event that's been cancelled? Or have you cancelled an event? Let us know in the comments. Also, you've got to realize there's potential if you're the organizer of these events and don't cancel, you can get done. You can get in trouble. So remember, we're in a very litigious civilization now. So you've got your duty of care to consider. So 47 million as music events cancelled. 47 million reported loss. 20,000 events and more than 190,000 jobs in 2 days, in 48 hours. Expanding restrictions on public gatherings have led to the Australian live music industry reporting a loss of $47 million. The shocking stats were gathered by industry group I Lost My Gig Australia, who quickly put together a self-reporting website with the Australian Music Industry Network and Australian Festivals Association on Saturday. Since launching Saturday, the total reported loss of income is 47 million, with 190,000 jobs lost due to 20,000 event cancellations. Now, these would be a whole range of jobs. Often there'll be gig jobs, a few musicians at small events, right up to big things, guys. So this is a big industry. This is a hit to the economy that we're seeing right now through these events that have been cancelled and these jobs. And I just am concerned at what we're going to see in the unemployment figures that are going to be released later this week, guys. In its first 24 hours, the group recorded 25 million in lost income from 10,468 cancelled events, as well as 84,000 lost jobs. At this stage, the long-term impact of such major disruptions in the industry remains unclear. But Emily Collins from I Lost My Gig said, "We know it's going to be pretty tough for people in the creative industries." And, isn't it always tough for people in the creative industries, in the entertainment, musician industries? I'm assuming there'd also be comedians there. It's a tough game. It's a tough game. She said at this stage the group had heard of complete income loss from artists, publicists, caterers, production crew, lighting designers, artists managing tours, venue operators, front of house staff, and many more. She said these people had little certainty going forward of when the period of complete income loss was likely to come to an end. With no current income and no sign of when we'll all be able to start rebuilding things, there's very little certainty for people who have had their work cancelled, Ms. Collins said. The federal government announced on Friday that Australians should avoid all non-essential events of 500 people or more from today onwards, as a way to try and control the spread of this potentially deadly illness. And I think there's also discussions of reducing it to 100 people. Guys, what do you think? Do you think this is a drastic measure, or is it a necessary step to save lives? Let me know your opinions in the comments, guys. The move means sporting events, music festivals, concerts, and large church services are not viable for as long as the illness remains a public health risk. Since then, Victoria has declared a state of emergency, banning all events of 500 or more. In New South Wales, the State Health Minister, Brad Hazzard, said he will look to implement powers to fine operators who do not cancel their events. So there you go. It becomes part of your duty of care as the event organizer. Even if the government doesn't do this, I bet you if someone got it, maybe a relative died, could they take legal action if it was proven that you caught it at that event and they didn't take all due steps to mitigate that risk, even up into cancelling the event? Maybe that's a question for the lawyers in the audience. While many Aussie businesses are implementing work-from-home strategies, large music events are left with no option but to cancel. Ms. Collins said, due to the rapidly unfolding nature of the pandemic, many people were not prepared for this at all. So this is the thing, it's a black swan event, guys. It really is. It really is. I mean, is it stereotypical to think that people in these creative gigs may not be the best planners for long term? Or is that just an unfair stereotype? Let me know in the comments, guys, if I'm being, stereotypical there. I'm just thinking of all the artists I knew from uni architecture course. No, I think that's unfair. I'm sure some of them would be prepared, but I guess if you're depending on one gig job after another gig job after another gig job, and if you're, even if you have a business in this industry that's depending on all of, events and people. The other day we saw the conference industry is just taking a hammering as well. Our tourism industry, it's going to get slammed. The airlines all around the world are facing potential bankruptcy. So individuals who don't cancel their events could face 6 months in prison, a fine of up to $11,000 or both, he said. Additional penalties could be imposed for each day the offence continues. Well, there you go. Maybe now we know it happened on Friday and not straight away. Under the changes, which come into effect on Sunday, corporations face even harsher fines, Mr. Hazzard said. So and then we have some of the numbers. The New South Wales Premier, Gladys B., said people should be careful and not take chances with their health and the health of others. Don't just think of yourself or your own family, but you could be unintentionally infecting and causing the death of so many other people, she said on Monday. We do know older people in particular are very vulnerable to this illness. This is life and death. She warned that people need to brace themselves as the number of cases in New South Wales continues to rise. I want everyone to brace themselves. It's not a time to be complacent or reckless or think that it's not going to affect you, she said. So let's have a look at another event, Splendour in the Grass 2020. So it's been postponed. I mean, you can see here the scale of these events. And this is the thing, it's all young people as well. So probably more likely to think you're invincible. Splendour in the Grass has officially announced the festival will be rescheduling its dates in response to the global pandemic. Splendour in the Grass 2020 is being rescheduled to Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th and 25th of October 2020 at its usual home of North Byron Parklands. Health and safety is our number one priority. After careful consideration and consultation with our artists, crew and stakeholders, in this unpredictable times, we've decided as a precautionary measure to move Splendour in the Grass 2020 out of the winter months, said Splendour in the Grass co-founder Jessica Dakuro and Paul Pidico. We are not expecting any major upsets to the lineup thanks to the incredible support of the artists playing Splendour. Flume, The Strokes, and Tyler, the creator, who have all confirmed their attendance for these new dates alongside many others. I don't know who any of those are. I'm just so out of it, Oh. Well, come on, I'm nearly 40 now. What do I expect? You become an old man, Florian. You're becoming an old man. Is Cat Empire still cool, guys? Let me know. What about Rammstein? Are they still playing at these things? Let me know in the comments, what names I need to know to be hip. As this is moving quickly, and we are working through the detail. There will be some programming changes, but we are confident that rescheduling to October, a one-off spring edition of Splendor, is the best way to ensure we present the Splendor experience you all know and love. Now, that's a few months away. Hopefully everything will have returned to a level of normalcy then, but we'll have to wait and see. We understand that many of our patrons have already made plans for July, and we trust local accommodation and travel providers will act in the best interests of all to accommodate these changes without penalty. Huge thanks. Well, this is if the accommodation providers survive until then. There's another consideration. All tickets purchased for the original Splendor July date are valid for October. Ticket holders who are not able to attend are able to apply for a refund. In a silver lining, Splendor organisers also said they'll be doing a special ticket release in the coming weeks for any refunded tickets that become available, and you can sign up on the waiting list. So there we have it, guys. Another industry that is taking a beating. Have you lost your gig? Do you have any friends that have lost their gigs? What are they doing to prepare? What other options do they have? What can you couldn't even busk anymore, could you? I guess maybe you'd have to play from home, try and get a YouTube following, sell some material online, but that takes time. You could make it big. You could make it real big. We'll have to see how it all goes, guys. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and you want to help us, there's a few ways you can. You can share the content on social media, help the channel grow. You can support us financially via YouTube or via Patreon, joining the channel for a small monthly fee. We have affiliate links with Amazon or eBay for your consumer purchases. And thank you to those of you that have been using the eBay. We just received our first commission from them. We also have affiliate links for Independent Reserve and KuCoin for the crypto traders out there. Finally, we have merch available from the Heiser Says website or from Teespring in the links below, and PayPal if you want to contribute that way. Thanks everyone, have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.